Hey guys, welcome to Flat Creek Outdoors. I'm working on building a firewood business. Last year was my first year selling firewood, and I only had about 2 cords of my own wood to sell, and then I was bringing in truckloads of wood all winter long, and I ended up selling about 6 cord of wood. All the wood that we sell is in like small loads and bundles that we sell in the suburbs. We don't sell really to anyone who heats their home with wood. So anyway, long story short here is that I'm trying to grow my firewood business, and I've set a goal to do 4 times as much as I did last year, which means I need a lot more wood. Sitting over there right now, I've got about 3.5 cord right there, and then I've got a little bit over here. Let's see if you can see it over there. A little bit over there. I've got a little bit more at my house. So all told, I've got about maybe 4 to 4.5 cord split and seasoning, and you know, it'll be ready for next year. I've got this pile right here that I've been working on the last day or two. That'll get added to the stack. That's less than 1/3 right there. And then I've got these big oak blocks right here. That'll create a lot of wood that I want to get out of my way because they are in my way and they need to move. And I've got some other stuff up in my parking area, which is about 150 yards away from me right now. And most of that though is kind of mixed pine and some gum and some other stuff, and I'll add that to my seconds pile. Everything that I put over here is like my premium stuff, and then I'll have a seconds pile down the hill, and I'll pull from that both for myself, and then if people want to buy seconds, especially once I'm out of the premium stuff next year, I'll sell that too. So anyway, that's a little method to my madness. And what I'm going to work on now is this stuff. These are some really big blocks, and that's why I just moved the splitter. I'm going to stand it up, and then I can just roll the blocks up to the splitter and split it that way. I'd really prefer going forward not getting blocks this big. They're just a bear for me to handle with you know, the stuff that I have here. I mean, I've got a tractor with forks and grapple, and I could lift big stuff if I have to, but getting it on the splitter, that style of splitter without a log lift, is a pain in the rear. So I'm gonna get moving on that today. Follow along, let's have a little fun. Well, like I mentioned, those big rounds are just a bear to handle, and I moved, what, 3 or 4 of them, that was it, through the splitter, and I'm already tired of hunching down and working on those big heavy rounds down around my feet. Not only that, but I was sitting on a log that was wet. Now my butt's all wet, so great. But now, just for a change of pace, and so I don't have to hunch over the splitter, I'm going to stack up what I split, which is a nice little pile. Not quite 1/3 of a cord, but you know, I'll keep adding to this stack, and that's the goal. After I get done with this, I've got a question for you guys who do a good bit of firewood. Maybe you guys can help me out with a little bit of a challenge that I'm having. Well, I love how that red oak splits. You get a lot of nice uniform pieces like this, especially when you're doing those big rounds like I'm doing, because there's just a lot of wood there and you can get a lot of barkless pieces like this. But like I mentioned, moving around those big pieces is a challenge, which brings me to my next question for you guys, which is, as I'm planning for my firewood business and I know what revenue goal I want to have for next year, and I know approximately how much wood I need to have ready to go in order to meet that revenue goal, is there a good rule of thumb, or is there an equation that one can use in trying to estimate how many logs do I need in order to get a cord of firewood? And of course, obviously I know that depends on how big the logs are and how long the logs are and all that. But seriously, if there's a way to estimate, well, you need 5 8-foot logs that are between 12 and 15 inches in diameter to get a cord, or something like that. That's what I'd like to know, if there's an easy way to estimate that, because what I want to start doing is staging the wood that I am going to process into firewood, and I'm probably going to get some wood from some third parties, but I'm probably not going to go out and just go ahead and buy like a log truck full of wood. I'm going to bring in some tree service wood and stuff like that. So between what I'm harvesting on my own property and what I'm bringing in, I'd like to be able to quickly and easily estimate how much of these logs, once processed, is converted into a cord of firewood. So if you guys know a good rule of thumb or a good easy way to shortcut into figuring that out, I'd appreciate it. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'm going to keep on working on this for a little bit, but you don't need to watch me split wood all afternoon. So I'm going to work on that, get this area cleaned up. I'm going to move that stack of split stuff over there up the hill, and I'm going to move this oak down here, and I'll explain in a future video why I'm putting stuff in 2 different places. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.